Okay, we're back. So yeah, C2C definitely has a lot of changes. Last time there were a lot of dances. The concept of a unit being able to build a specific building is not super duper new. It's something great people can do. But it's a possibility. So C2C has a lot of units, not just, subdued and captured animals. The dances that can be built by the storytellers are a good example of this. I can straight up build a snake pit. That's news to me. Okay, so they can be built. They don't need the unit. They're no longer just a unit reward. Okay, nice. It used to be that you can only build them when you have that. Nah, one health is not worth it. Not in this version of the game, at least. Alright, here's hoping I don't get attacked by a moon bear again. Oh, great, fires. That's fine. Oh, no, no, no. Run. Okay, not safe to go that way. Oh joy, they moved away. They moved that way. Well, nothing I can do about that anymore. Time for a new chaser. It's nice to be able to get Hunter 2 right away, though. Time to pull through with another dance. Honestly, I should keep you close to the territory. Because, well, an upgrade is coming soon. With tracking, I can build a tracker which has twice the base strength. Still can't fight every animal, but I can definitely fight a lot of them. A lot more of them than before.
If you chase two rabbits, you will lose them both.
And it unlocks Hunter 3. I can move to subsistence. Which gets me more signs. Does have some upkeep, but it's not a big deal. Upgrade to tracker. Costs 170 gold, but it's good. See? I can actually fight this Ethiopian wolf without it being an actual problem. Hopefully. Oh, okay. I wasn't actually 100% on that one. I mean, I couldn't be. Okay, one more storyteller, and then that's all the dances. Faster to heal in here. Frickin' orbs. Of course, I have one of the toughest strengths in the game. And Blood Dance. That's the last of them. Hunter's Camp. Put more food. Wolf. Woof woof. That's another wolf. Large crocodile, gharial. I'm sure quite a bit of that is just keep healing. Yeah, it should be a lot safer to wander around now. The more aggressive stuff should be easy to take down. In a reasonable fight. Heck, I have a 50-50 chance of taking down the Jaguar. Not great odds, but that means if it attacks, I should have no problem. Of course, it probably won't attack. That worked! Under 3. Just move to here. And then I can heal in that tile. Have you make your way to here. Okay, bison. I'll save the snake pit for a little while. It's basically if I have nothing better to build. The beach sand comes after that. The fights are risky, but
there are
very rewarding.
more ways of skinning a cat than rubbing its fur the wrong way.
Oh, here's another one. Legendary landscapes. It's another group wonder. I think I will build the Venus Willendorf after the bison camp's done. Try and get another population. I just want to get culture. Thank you. Spectacled bear. Folklore. Yeah, this is why the hunting techs are so valuable. Or the primary value of the hunting techs. Because hunting is extraordinarily helpful. I think the folklore is more important though. I'm sure I can find another unit that would be able to build a master hunter at some point. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're sitting right here. Yeah. Fleet. Another subdued spectacled bear. Honestly, I think I should be good on taking in snare. Oh good, I just wandered off. That jaguar feels dangerous. Out axe. It's moving around way too much for my liking, honestly. Where did it go? Well, alright, retreat. Restful recovery. That should actually speed things up, how fast I recover. Reduces defenses, but it's fine.
I was reading a book, The History of Glue. I couldn't put it down.
Another aspect that C2C does differently is that it removes the very concept of unique buildings. And to a lesser degree, unique units aren't a thing. There are still ones specific to cultures. Unique units and buildings. But they're not nearly as unique as you might think. Oh hey, another moon bear. Basically, how it works is that every civ, instead of having, you know, any specific unique buildings, instead they start with a specific culture. A cultural legacy. I have Oceanian, since Polynesia has Oceanian for that. So I can build buildings that are specific to Oceania, and also cultures. These cultures allow you to build specific units, largely, and in some cases buildings as well. The occasional wonder for a select few cultures. There. That gives me a lot of starting experience for new hunter units. There's that jaguar that's been running around. I don't like those odds. Let's go back to that 75%. Drat! Of course I failed at 75%. Don't tell me the odds proceeds to completely fail the odds. Well, we'll just take the build. 10 turns. Build it after the Venus. I can spend 20 turns doing nothing.
Why I work bone to make bone work for me.
But yes, every civ has a specific continental legacy. There's a continent that they come from, and they can build specific buildings, and in some cases, but most importantly, they can build cultures. Cultures act as world wonders, except that they don't contribute to the world wonder limit, which I'll explain in a bit. I don't, yeah. In other words, only one person can build a culture. They get a specific cultural resource, one of them, which allows you to, which is a way to allow you to build the units that this culture has. It's very rare for a culture to have a building, but almost every culture has something with which they can work with. Usually, almost always a unit. There also is a concept called hero units, which are exceptional units that you can only build once. These are also very specifically culture specific. And most cultures have one, some cultures have multiple. And they tend to be great for certain things. Yeah, I've got the largest population. The Venus of Willendorf tends to do that. Oh no, Neanderthal Spike Clubman again. Wandering about. Tracker done. Immediately get Hunter 3. Finally. Bone Worker. Bone Mirror. Skinner. Box. Right, head back here and start healing.
The Diabolog had to be made ready for use on a stream, and cast from the fork of the toes. He entered a man's body with a single wound, like a javelin, then opened into 30 barbs. Only by cutting away the flesh could it be taken from that man's body.
Trying. I guess trap fishing, so I can start handling that. Okay, back in business. Let's go. The wolf is over there. Sup, dude? Excellent. Don't know. Not sure I care that much. There's a large crocodile there. Let's move to there. Whoa! Those numbers are huge. Nice. There's a grizzly there. I can't take it on. Okay. Maybe it's dumb enough to try attacking me, but I find that unlikely.
Food is to eat, not to frame and hang on the wall.
Retreat. Okay, drawing frame. There we go. Yeesh. Oh, a saber-tooth is approaching. Great. It's over here. Tasmanian devil. Oh, there's ice up there. I'm near the top of the map. Okay. I'll have to take an extra defensive buff. Start building more gatherers. I could really use expanding the improvements in the area. To improve upon the yields in the area. Oh, try meat maker. And yes, the subdued animals can only move one tile at a time. Extremely annoying, I know.
With fingers weary and worn, with eyelids heavy and red, a woman sat in unwomanly rags, plying her needle and thread. Stitch, stitch, stitch.
Tasmanian devil, and yeah. Oh, another thing that C2C does differently is that religions, the way things normally work in Civ 4 is that religions are awarded to the first person to research a otherwise bog standard tech. Like, literally bog standard. Frequent flooding. Fine. Pick what I hope is a safe route to go down. Yeah, if an otherwise bog standard text, first one to research founds the religion. This, of course, means that you can actually get a bunch of religions just by being really fast at research. Of course, they tend to be spread out enough so you can't really get all of them unless, well, it's accepting pretty much special circumstances is the only way to put it. What C2C does differently is that there are specific. Oh, jeez. Yes, the FOV slider. Let me put it back to 42. That's an amazing number and should be kept. Is that there's specific text for each religion. And they can only be researched once by anyone. This is so that the AI doesn't research a tech that gives them nothing. Quite literally. Because the AI generally needs any hand it can get. This isn't wrong. I mean, there's some issues with the fact that it is.
Time is but the stream I go fishing in. I drink at it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains.
Oh yes, here's one of the cultures, potentially. One of the first, this is the Huron culture. You need to be North American, you need to have deer in the sea vicinity, or manufactured locally. And with that, you can build the Huron mantlet, if you have the culture. They've had it so that previously, with national units and similar limited units, you can only build so many of them, but I think in recent updates they made it so that instead it increases the cost to build. Take a look at these stats. This is something designed to deal with throwing and archery units. And a lot of this sort of specialization is a big deal with Civ 4. Anyway, as I was previously saying, a potential problem with Civ 4 is just... Oh, this mod is that it's just Civ 4. It's a game from before 2010. And while there has been a huge amount of time put into this, to some degree, there are very real limits. What do I want to do? Just axe making, woodworking, carpentry. And then I'm actually really, really close to obtaining tribalism. I need barter and portable shelters. Barter is somewhere down here. There it is. And portable shelters is here. Oh, I'm actually very close to unlocking tribalism. Okay. Oh, never mind. That's a lot more than I anticipated. And there goes the pheasant. But yes, like I said, it's a game from before 2010. There are quite a few issues. The AI is extremely limited, and while you can adjust it with mods, which is nice, um, like I said, it's limited. It has weird issues with impassable territory, even with units that are supposed to be able to go through impassable territory. So as a result, the space portion of the map, they don't know how to deal with it at all. Oh my god, you gave me a chaser? Right, I need to find a way to get you head back home. That's a big croc. Thankfully, staying in the water. Heal. It would be great to have another hunter unit around, so I can start hunting in multiple locations. Just head straight home. I don't really care about the Galapagos penguin. It's not a big deal. The extra science is nice, but it's far from necessary. Another limitation that Civ 4 specifically has, um, there are very rough limitations on graphics, and more importantly, on RAM. The game is built around a 32-bit system. Thoroughly built around a 32-bit system. There has not been yet figured out a way to get it to understand such a thing as a 64-bit system. Therefore, the amount of RAM you can have is actually limited. Or at least usable RAM for the game. It's 6 gigs. About 6 gigs. Okay, I actually want to bring you guys over, so. I have better defense bonus than. Oh, it doesn't. Why'd you send me into the desert? There must be a different one. Uh-oh. No, no, no. I have somehow managed to withdraw combat. Run. Oh. Pulled the stone maceman. Ah. Oh, let me guess. It's gonna pillage the... Of course it is.
Measure twice, cut once.
Oh, of course you do. I can't actually attack them. Their defense bonus is too high. And of course, they're not going to attack me. There we go. That's just what I was waiting for. Fortify and then head south in order to try to bait enemies into attacking. Or to hopefully clear out some of the barbs and other hostiles in the area.
Last of all, Húrin stood alone. Then he cast aside his shield and wielded an axe, two-handed, and it is sung that the axe smoked in the black blood of the troll guard of Gothmog until it withered, and each time that he slew, Húrin cried, Are Interluva!
Didn't know that sound. That button. Let's go with Cactus Hill. Legendary landscape. It might be too expensive. Again, there's not much else to work on, so. Except maybe a gatherer or two. Two gatherers, let's go with that. Ah, there we go. Oh. Yeah, this is one of the ways that Civ 4 is different. I mean, great people are different in every game. How it works is that you get great people points, and each city has a, well, will eventually get a great person, and the numbers points required slowly rises over time with each great person obtained. And what you get depends on what points you generate. So if you generate entirely great profit points, then you will get great profits. If you generate entirely great scientist points, you will get a great scientist. I'm not sure where I'm getting. It must be from the building. I'm not sure if this shows great people points on the quick list. Doesn't look like it. Great. It's probably the storyteller, if I'm being honest. No? 3 from specialists. Oh, a priest is generating it. Yep. Jaguar tail. Yeah, once it reaches this limit, you will get a great person depending on which points are getting invested. The thing is, if you have a mix of points, which is true for most cities, then depending on how many of each point you produce, you will get that great person. And great people act differently anyway. So the exceptions are, well, great military person. These are dependent on how much XP you earn. Military unit XP, to be precise. Depending on this, you either get a great general or a great admiral, at least in the base game. C to C also adds the great hunter, because hunting's important, like ludicrously important. The game just doesn't function the way it does without it. We're not fighting a Nile crocodile. Well, we're not fighting a Nile crocodile and winning. That much is certain. Maybe I can finally have a look and see what's down here. Thankfully, the crocodiles aren't particularly aggressive. Do need to be careful about gorillas, though. It's a distinct tendency to do not very fun things. Oh, a three-toed sloth. I'll walk it back. It's too important not to. And there we go, plus 20% against animals and plus 50% forced attack.
By all means, read what the experts have to say. Just don't let it get in the way of your woodworking.
Tree houses. I think from this point on, it's safe enough for the sloth to make its way on over. Take a turn to heal. It's kind of needed. Let's finally see what's over here. A singular tile. Of course, it's a bunch of birds, so they can easily flee. And of course, the first one withdraws. Joy. This game sometimes. Hunting is not easy. And of course, all the birds disappear. That's another wolf. Ooh, Ethiopian wolf subdued. Okay, I'll bring it along a little ways. Oh no, a slinger. Those are terrifying to deal with, generally speaking. Okay, yeah, there is a specific thing for it available. If I already had one, then I wouldn't care nearly as much. Thankfully, it seems like that barbarian's the only thing it's doing is making annoying sounds. It's just another stellar sea eagle. Make for great XP gain. Oh my. They make for great XP gain, that's it. I wonder if they'll attack. No. Not yet, anyway. Left the spot. Okay. Oh, Featherworker. Nice. Let's give more signs. Camp. Woodwood instrument. No, I should wait until carpentry to see if there's any more production buildings that come up. Oh yes, a concept that is central to the idea behind C2C is that buildings can replace each other. With a better version of a building can replace an outdated building. Of course it retreats. So for example, that lumber camp I'm building replaces the driftwood gatherer and
The carpenter stretcheth out his rule. He marketh it out with a line. He fitteth it with planes, and he marketh it out with the compass, and maketh it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house.
yeah, the lumber camp replaces the driftwood gatherer and lumber gatherer. So while it says +3 production, it actually produces +1. However, had I not built either of those, and I built this, I wouldn't need to build them. This is more important for later cities, for new cities, really. But it speeds up the construction process overall. Give me the city view. Give me the carpenter. So I can have +10% production. Also lock bridge. Because bridge. Yeah, healer units aren't actually a concept in Civ 4. Not really. So C2C being able to actually bring that in is very helpful. Although I think some mods have that established, and part of the thing is, well, the Civ 4 actually has something of a built-in list of mods. I think that started with Warlords, the first expansion, but there's definitely a set of mods and Beyond the Sword. C2C is of course not one of them. But I know for a fact that C2C includes assets from some of those mods. There's quite a few of them too. There's one, I think Afterworld that basically is, yeah, the name's Afterworld. That's something like a zombie shooter. I mean, there's layers to this one, but yeah, it acts a lot like a sort of zombie shooter RPG strategy. Except, you know, Civ turn-based. Of course, to add to the legally distinctness, I guess. Ooh, that's a good find. You should be safe to head out on your own, though. Additionally, well, there's a couple that I'm not sure if they really count as mods. There's Broken Star, which is basically uh, post-collapse USSR, except worse. Way worse. Basically, uh, eight-sided civil war around that. That has exactly the sort of effect that you expect. You know, with nukes and all. Because of course. Man, that's a lot of good subdues.
I'd rather be in a tent than in a house.
And then there's also some others, but I think my favorite on the list would have to be Final Frontier, because on the original list. There's well, okay, so there's also another. There's one that's also pretty good, Rise and Fall, which makes it more actually historical, which is quite nice. Outhouse. I think the voice maker is actually good enough. Cultural identity will have new things come up, although I think the most important thing is the sophistication promotion line, which is there to turn your units into barb killers, specifically. Gorillas are always a rough fight. Tail, horse. Should make horse domestication real easy. Okay, herd deer. Doesn't have a construction cost, so can't. Jeez, okay. You know what, yeah, sure. Provides me with benefits I don't otherwise have access to. The extra food and production is too helpful. And I already have the tail. Huh. Moon bear. Provide a substantial amount of food. Oh, subdued. Okay, let's bring you to safety. Because there's frickin' jaguars running around.
A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people.
Elder Council. Nice. That's a big one. Well, maybe not that big. Still, more science is always good. Heal. Elder Council. Camp Deer. Right? Guess maybe I was a woven instrument maker. Yeah, that should be good. Assuming nothing dies in the process, but it shouldn't. Yeah, just a bit longer. Ooh, I can do an animal standard. Military standard animal mascot. Gives me more XP for just about everything. Nice. Well, turkey, and it vanished. American alligator. Nice. That's a new one. I think. There we go. Got the jaguar. Excellent. It's even under really bad terrain too, so. Another tail. To my folklore. Most advanced. Oh! Excellent. I've managed to deal with the issues. Nice. Oh. Well, that should reduce the amount of turns needed to get a personal endurance by one.
Humanity can be roughly divided into three sorts of people: those who find comfort in literature, those who find comfort in personal adornment, and those who find comfort in food.
There's that wild turkey. I like having everything up. All the information up. Yeah, that's right. I think I should actually build snake pits and snake charmer instead of just hoping I subdue a snake and send it over. I mean, I probably will manage to do that eventually, but it's not something I want to rely on for too long. For fairly obvious reasons. Gorilla subdued. Honestly, with the Axeman, while it is slower, I feel fine being a bit more reckless about things. Which is nice when hunting. Don't worry about looking a bit behind. We're getting there to tribalism. I think I should stop it here. Next tech beat making is almost done. After that is games, then petroglyphs, conduct, and barter. And then I can finally pick up tribalism, which will allow me to start settling new cities. Yeah, I think that should be good for now. This game is going to take a long while. We're still only on 6%. In fact, we're slightly below 6%. It rounds to the nearest 10%, I think. Yeah, a tenth of a percent. 20,000 turns is a lot of them. And the amount of turns that we've already gone through is already enough to go through, is already enough for multiple Civ games, normal Civ 4 games, so, jeez. There's an entire area down here that I haven't bothered to really explore yet. I already know pretty much the entire coastline along here, though. I mean, I can kind of see that this is coastline, part of the nature of the 3D map. So you can kind of get an idea of what's next. Especially when the shadows look like this. That's obviously another mountain right there. It's weird that this spot is ice, though. We're not that far off, right? Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Till then, bye. Hunting's definitely doing much better now.